Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
Welcome back, everybody! It is time once again for the TTBurger Game Show here on YouTube! And I am your host, Tony, and we're back looking at more game show games today for TTBurger Game Reviews episode 287, part 3 of 5 parts. We went from Jeopardy to Wheel of Fortune, and now we look at the popular game show that came from the United Kingdom called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? First airing in 1998 and then came to North America a year later, hosted by the late Regis Philbin. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Me and my friends watched the show almost every night when it first aired, wondering who would win $1 million. The premise was simple. Multiple contestants per episode were picked to answer the fastest finger question, and then if they got the questions right in a short amount of time, they would go on to the next round to answer 15 questions for a chance to win $1 million. It was the go-to game show to watch back then. I could explain more about the show, but if we do, we'll not have any time to talk about the games here. 2 games looking for at this part. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd Edition and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 3rd Edition. First both released on the PC and then came to PlayStation, Game Boy Color, and all that stuff and more. Okay. We're not gonna keep talking that voice because, you know, you guys want to hear me in my normal voice, okay? So let's do it. Starting off with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd Edition, and then Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 3rd Edition after that. Each game will get its individual rating, and then the pros and cons will be for all the games released at the end. Let's start things off here with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd Edition, released first on June 1st, 2000 for the PC, PlayStation, and Game Boy Color. First edition was only released on the PC, so yeah. Now, when it comes to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I actually like this game. I know people hated it for reasons X, Y, and Z, but I like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd Edition. Sure, the questions are difficult and you will lose a lot, and Regis mocks you at times when you lose or so, but overall, this is a pretty good game. It is simple, just like the show. Answer 15 questions with the help of your lifelines and a chance to win $1 million. Your lifelines are 50-50, but the computer eliminates 2 of the wrong answers, leaving you 1 wrong answer and 1 right answer. Phone a friend with this lifeline. This was the best in the show, but here you just call one of Regis's friends and they will try to help you out, but you can't always rely on them. Then ask the audience, which was my favorite lifeline because you know the audience can help you out, but you do not know if they're guessing or not at the time. But lifelines overall help memorable for the show and the games and stuff. If you use up all your lifelines, you have the choice to walk away with the money you have. There is not much to say for the graphics because it's basically the questions and the lifelines, and the game shows Regis in the beginning and end. Sounds the same. You have Regis talking for the most part. He sounds okay, and the friends he calls sounds hokey but funny. Sometimes though, the things Regis says can sound like he's mocking you, like when you lose. But hey, the music from the show is here, and the sound effects and such. I love it. You know, doo 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 doo, and you know, doo 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 doo, yeah, like that. The gameplay plays like the show. Answer your 15 questions to make it to the $1 million question. When you reach the $1,000 or $32,000 level, you're safe here. You can leave with that much money, whether you lose or not, or so. And those were your safe spots for sure. A lot of the questions are pretty hard, even some of the other beginning ones. Once you have all the lifelines and you can... A lot of the questions are pretty hard, even some of the beginning ones. You have the lifelines you can use, but my advice is to save them until you get close to the $32,000 level or so. If you have to use them before that, then go ahead. And once you win, Regis will say his stuff and you can play again, or with 2 players with the fastest finger question, and whoever puts the following things in order the fastest will be the contestant, which I kind of showed you before that because I don't have a second player to play with. I have played the PC and PlayStation versions of this game. They're both identical aside from the PC version having slightly better graphics and use the keyboard for the controls. The controls are simple in the PlayStation version. Use the face buttons for the questions and the R1 for the lifelines, and that's all you need. I also played the Game Boy Color version, which I got for my birthday when I was 12, and that version is the worst of the bunch. The questions are way too easy, the sound effects and graphics are awful, So just avoid it. It is awful, so bad. Dear Lord, I remember the earwave with the sound effects of that version. That's all I gotta say about Who Wants to Be Millionaire 2nd edition. If you want Who Wants to Be Millionaire for the PlayStation, this is a great spot to start for sure. I give it an 8 out of 10, and it's the best score to give it. Now we're gonna take a look at the 3rd edition here. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 3rd edition for the PlayStation PC, released on June 11, 2001, back when the PS2 was already out. So why didn't they just make it on the PS2? I do not know. I'm not the company, so I can't say for sure, but hey, what can you do? Now, if you played Who Wants to Be Millionaire 2nd edition, you pretty much are good to go. You do not need to go out and buy this 3rd edition here. It's basically the same game, just different questions and some minor differences in the graphics, like the SDLS meter is altered to look more like the show. Regis Philbin has new lines to say at the beginning, and that's all the changes I could find. I mean, sure, you have the option where you can play against the same player, you have to worry about typing your name in again or so and stuff, but that's pretty much all I could find. I mean, people do not play Who Wants to Be Millionaire 2nd edition, and then the 3rd edition will be worth picking up, but be warned, for the people who played the 2nd edition and buy this game, they'll be disappointed with the minor changes and nothing else. I mean, I still got the game because I liked the show back then, and it will still get a good score. Just be warned though, they're both very similar to one another, and that's pretty much all I can say, because if I go on, I will just be repeating myself over and over again. Final thoughts? Well, if you want Who Wants to Be Millionaire 3rd edition and want more questions, if you want to all the questions and stuff, then I say go for it. I mean, this game was not made by Hasbro Interactive, but Buena Vista Interactive, which was known for making shows on Disney Channel and all that stuff and everything, and they did work on the show too. So it wasn't made by Hasbro. But that's pretty much all I gotta say for this. Like, you can tell it looks the same, nothing different for the most part and stuff. I mean, yeah. So just if you want to get it, if you're a Millionaire fan, then go get it, but others just stick with the 2nd edition. I give Who Wants to Be Millionaire 3rd edition an 8 out of 10. Best score I can give it, but yeah, I mean, yeah. But now that we got that out of the way, it's time to take a look at our TTBurger pros and cons chart for the Who Wants to Be Millionaire games. For the pros here, the game plays just like the show and can be enjoyable and fun, both of them. The games can be simple to pick up and play, and they can challenge your mind with the questions and everything. Regis Philbin is in it and fits the game perfectly. The graphics are good, all the music from the show is present, lifelines are here and are helpful, and it's fun to use them. And I mentioned that the questions can challenge your mind for sure. For the TTBurger cons, some of the questions can be a little too difficult. Sometimes even the first 5 questions can be a little too tough as well, especially in the 3rd edition. Sometimes Regis sounds like he's mocking you when you get a question wrong or so. The 3rd edition barely has anything new or different aside from minor graphical changes and new lines reported by Regis. Those of the 2nd edition will have no reason to get the 3rd edition. The Game Boy Color version of the 2nd edition is awful, with horrible graphics and sound, and a lot of the questions are way too easy. But that's pretty much what I gotta say about these two games. They're both good, and they're probably the best ones of this episode here. Next up, we're gonna look at part 4. We're gonna take a look at a show that also originated from the United Kingdom, came to the United States, hosted by Ann Robinson, The Weakest Link. Who will become the weakest link? Will it be me? Will it be one of the contestants in the game? Will it be one of our friends? Well, you have to find out in the next part. This is Tony. Peace out. Have a good day, everybody.
The way she moves, body got me mystified. The things I wanna do, I can't even justify. Just wanna see you move, baby, look me in the eye.